All right. What is up, everybody? Thank you very much for joining us. It is another night here, the late night. Oh, wow. It's like 1:30. Late night. We're going to go left to right.
Super late night.
We're going to go left to right, introduce ourselves, and yeah, we'll get started.
Oh, buddy.
Is it me? Am I on the left?
You're in the same spot every time. I don't know how to make this any harder.
Man.
Or is it just fantasy?
It's your saber tooth.
All right. Hi, everyone. I am Chesh, and I'm here to lick your meow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
I am Chesh from Cheshire Plays Games / Chesh Breaks, your commander enthusiast and all-round NBA nice guy, shooting the hoops and three-pointers in your mama. I've got a net, and I'm slamming that. You're welcome. Go, Brandon.
Oh, I didn't know you were done. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Brandon, aka the producer, host at MTG Lexicon. I do stuff and things. I like shooting the shit with these guys, and I love hanging out with them. And before the dark times, I got to see Jeff a lot more, and now during dark times, this is the only way I get to see Jeff. So I'm super excited.
That's not true.
Well, now it's not true anymore. Not as of last week, but yeah, I'm really happy to see Jeff here more often, which is great for me.
Oh, awesome. Well, I guess that's a good segue into my intro. I'm Jeff, aka Jeff. I'm one of the hosts on MTG Lexicon. I am coming back to the stream after a long absence due to COVID, but now I'm fully vaxxed, past my 14 days, yada, yada, yada. And now I can go see my buddies again and play some Magic. Looking forward to introducing all our newcomers to my horrible decks. And welcome to this segment of our content, Lexicrunch, Thunder from Down Under, where we talk to the host from Commander Crunch. Go check them out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pass it on over to Sam.
Nice. Or as you guys were just fighting furiously over which visual of the emojis came up on the Discord. One was an Australian and an American flag, and one was just the replacement, I believe, default font glyph, which just said HMUM. So it just said, Lexicrunch,
Here,
Yes.
I'll post what I see in the chat.
You guys fought about it like you not want to back down. It was great. Anyway. I'm, of course, Sam from Commander Crunch, and we are a little podcast from Australia, and we talk about the Commander community and culture and creativity and have a good time and try and pick out everyone's awesome stories. And we've had each of these lovely gents on board, and we just finished an episode with Nick S. from Lexicon. So we're collecting all the lexicons, lexinauts, if you will. We're getting the Pokemon kind of Pokedex filled. So I'll figure out who's next. Probably Dale or someone. We'll figure something out.
Why'd you interview the worst host of Lexicon?
He says your taste in music is shit too. No, I'm kidding. No, he said that's what you would say of his. That
absolutely, I would absolutely.
Oh, we freaking love Nick. He's a good fella. It's and that's all to say about us, I guess.
Yeah. Really quick, we normally open up with like some MTG news. C21 is dropping. I don't know who all is super excited about it, but I kind of am. So
not me.
I think
I knew of this one.
You didn't get a what?
I didn't get a spoiler, so not me.
Oh no! Stop using that as the barometer of whether you like something or not. Who cares? We should know this. What's he never gonna love us? Like it's just like I don't know.
Same.
It's searching for the kind of the gratification and stuff. I know and that's the worst part. You've got 5 of them before, so it's like, why don't you love me?
I like
Where's my Christmas gifts? Yeah. So anyway, you can speak as someone who's got preview cards before, but yeah.
I don't. So the whole day, all I want to do is listen to music and just like chill on the couch. I'm like, I feel fulfilled. Oh, I feel fulfilled.
Exactly.
Well, just clarify, we're talking about sex. Okay, great.
Yeah. Everything's an innuendo. You know this.
Your endo.
Yeah, that's the classic. Every time I say that, I just hear you in my mind going, innuendo. It just happens.
So does that mean I'm
no,
the only person that did the pre-order for this new C21
No,
set?
Brandon, I was about to chime in about that. I'm interested. Like, it's interesting with product for this set. I think it's a bananas set. It's awesome. Did a pre-release last night. We're doing a command. Sorry, what do you call it? Collector Booster Sealed event tomorrow with a bunch of Aussie peeps, and that's going to be wild and awesome. And we're going to dress up like idiots, and it's going to be fun. That's why Cheshire's starting to get in the livery. But there's that. I'll buy a box of the collector boosters for the first time ever, and then I think it's just the commander stuff, and I'm not going to buy anything else, kind of thing. But I think we had a good chat with Dana Roach a couple of weeks ago about like what's in them, and it was this set was all like a little bit too much. Whatever. I'm not kind of I'm just zoning out for a lot of stuff. But once the commander decks came through, I'm like, it's all rounding out now. I can see where it's going. There's a lot of cool stuff. Oh, sweet! You've got what do you call that? An Ankh. Is that the thing? An Ankh. And you got the goth bling. So Cheshire's going full out on his goth bling.
I literally went and pulled out like all of the old goth stuff that I could find, including, and this is nuts. I've had this. This is an alchemy gothic ring. All the silver is gone. It's down to pewter now, and I've had this for 20 years.
20 years.
I still got it somewhere, but I have one of those big ball like drain chain looking things somewhere. I can't remember.
I don't even know if it only fits on my pinky these days. That's how long it's been. This used to fit on this finger, and now only fits on this finger. So
Dang.
Wow.
And
so Jeff's got a sick ring collection. One of these days,
I got to bring the rings back.
I don't wear rings. I don't wear jewelry. I don't wear a watch.
That's what we're saying though. It's like in the days of Spell Table, like why aren't we like branding our hands a bit more? And like Jeff's got that going on. It's like got the rings and shit. Like,
Thanks for reminding me. I need to do my nails.
Just making sure this record isn't broken because it's.
Oh, you got your Goblin game.
No. This is this is just one of my records. It's Winter in the Belly of a Snake by Venetian Snares.
You told me to listen to Venetian Snares. I think.
Yeah, they got a great catalog. But anyway, I saw it and I was like, oh no, it's broken. That's my record store day.
No, the good ones too. So Brandon, which sorry, I'll keep going, Jeff.
Oh yeah, it's just pressed on white vinyl. It's gorgeous.
I found an 80s one pressed on white vinyl the other day, and I'm like, I think it's even more special. It's like, whoa, it's like weird that they'd do that then. Everything's usually on black. White vinyl's rad. You can definitely see the hairs and the speckles and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So while Jeff does that, Brandon, so these Commander decks, so you're going to pre-order each of them?
I already did. I got them.
You're doing the 5? Ooh.
$98. Sorry, $190.
What?
$190 after
$190,
tax.
yeah.
After tax, not before tax.
Sense.
After tax, it was like $190.
Yeah, I think it was like $250. It might equate to that, but I mean, they've always been pretty darn good, for like what you get from it. And this one, like the argument was like, there's no like what do you call it, free spell, $40 spell in there, or like what's the goblin? I'm running out of card names today. The one that makes all the treasures, the one.
Let's just say there's no Teferi's protection.
Dark side, yeah.
Yeah, that's who, exactly. Speaking of Teferi's protection, I did
wait, where'd you order your set? Because I might just order it right now.
I got mine on Amazon, so I don't know explicitly the seller. I think I have to look it up, but I got mine on Amazon, and got it at like 178, 180 something, and then after tax it came out to 190.
Days. But I think this is one. I think I will. I don't know. I was going to get a couple of them, but I'll probably get them all. But they're nice. I think do you have any you're kind of looking out for in particular, especially anything you want to build?
If you're familiar with the CRGR game room, they also make content. Really great guys, Joe and Cheesy and all of them.
And Mike.
and Mike, and all of them.
All of them.
That being said, they're doing like a little sealed kind of like commander precon thing, and
Love
we're
it.
gonna open up with the commander decks, and then thereafter, we're going to be doing a modified. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the Prismari one, the Zoffy Thunder
Yeah,
Conductor, and I'm gonna have cards that I want to swap out in it already. And I'm just going to immediately, like the game after we do the precon showdown, I'm just gonna swap those cards out and then play the next game with them swapped, so you can see like the difference in how little it takes to improve a deck.
Yeah.
And kind
Use
of
them a
run
little
with
bit.
it and see what the performance is like thereafter with whatever boosts or changes we make.
I don't mind that there's not one or two decks with like a particular way overpriced card.
Yeah.
My problem is that we just went from, hey everyone, look at these cheap ass commander decks. Like, how cool is this? We don't need the oversized card. We don't need the extra packaging. Look at how cheap it is. Look at how cheap it is. Into, lol, jokes funny. We're back to like full price commander.
Oh,
decks.
yeah, I get that. I'm pretty sure that those are still going to exist, though, right?
Yeah,
I believe.
I don't know
So
about
this
that.
is-
Wait and see.
No, because I think this is I didn't realize this at first, but this is the Ikoria one last year. So the year commander quote unquote set that comes out is the big one, and it's got the big juicy cards to warrant that as well, allegedly, and the power and all that crap. That's this one. You get the 5 around the guilds or whatever the color that breakdowns I want to do. And then throughout for the other sets, you'll get 2 small commander decks, and I believe that's still going to be the go. And I didn't quite realize that. I thought this was going to come back and replace it for some reason. I don't think that's the case.
We'll see.
So I believe the cheap ones are still there, Chesh, but this is a different kind of.
Regardless,
thing.
it doesn't make sense still. Like, no one wants the oversized card. No one really uses the oversized card except people who mod them into a smaller card. So obviously they don't want the fucking oversized card. They
Oh
just
yeah,
want the card to look
that's
a particular
the-
way. And extra packaging, thanks for impacting the environment. The one thing you kept telling us for years you were trying to fucking stop doing, which you're clearly not. Thank you so much, Wizards. And it's just like, well, I mean, smaller packaging was great because it was less of a footprint on the environment. It was exactly what you kept telling us for years you were trying to do. The large card didn't matter, so you took it out. Fantastic. The decks were really great. These are probably still going to be really great, but charging more, having bigger packaging, and having a full-size card, what are you even doing? Like, in this day and age, what are you doing? Make sure your customers know what you are doing. You don't shift down only to shift back up. Like, that doesn't make sense.
That's what I'm saying, though. This existed anyway. Like, this happened with Ikoria, like, in the same format, and they'll continue to kind of small set, and then, like, you get the big one, and then that just happens each year. That's why it's 2021.
Did we have smaller before Ikoria?
Not sure, but that's maybe when they hit that line in the sand.
Well, this is what I'm saying about the confusion. You went from big ones to small ones, and now you're back to big ones again. Are we
the
going to
small ones are going to continue. Yeah, we are, as far as I know.
We don't know that. You don't know that. You can't say that because you don't know that. And that is the point I'm arguing here.
Okay.
Like, either way, Wizards need to be clear and transparent about what the hell they're doing. I understand if they want to make a flagship, and I understand if they want the decks to cost more. If you want the decks to cost more, however, you have to put the EV behind the deck. That's where the discrepancy is, right? Your smaller decks having more powerful cards, your smaller decks, your cheaper decks having more powerful cards than these, that is a problem. Because what you're saying is, I gave you cheaper decks that were worth more. Now I'm giving you more expensive decks that are actually worth less than the cheaper decks. That's a problem.
Yeah, are they worth less? I think they're worth a bit, but maybe because of some of the new cards that have a bit of hype. Like, everyone wants the new monologue tax, which is like a second kind of Diet Pepsi version of Smothering Tithe, which someone pointed out the other day. Like, why is all depictions of white getting value with mana and stuff like that someone just like vomiting? It's always the case. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see crazy reprints in there. Maybe the Lawhold had one or two. That's cool. I don't know. I'm on the fence, like whether to buy these or to do what I usually do for like the Commander Cube, which is just buy all the commanders and separately, and probably that, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see. But I don't know. It's kind of the luster's lost a little bit. I was kind of super keen to get the whole lot of them, but I might just get one of them and then probably the Golgari one or something, and then pieces of the other ones, kind of thing. So
I think also the perceived value is what they're putting in the deck on based on what the secondary market puts some of these cards at, right? So I mean, some of these aren't extremely crazy powerful cards, but they are like $5 to $10 cards here and there, and they're making money off of justifying that. Oh well, secondary market puts it at $5, so you're getting it a steal for $4.50 out of all the everything else you're getting. Like in a breakdown of out of 100 cards, you're paying $40, so it's like 40 cents per card or something like that. And they're trying to show their value by doing that way when they're comparing it against the secondary market, which is a price that we have set as the secondary market, obviously. But
and it does exist.
Yeah, but obviously the secondary market for the price of these cards is going to go down because they're being reprinted and they're going to be now in rotation again for, the next year. So I don't know how that's going to work out and how people are going to perceive this. And I never will talk down about them reprinting cards because I want to see it happen more. If there's a $100 card, it should be reprinted. If it ever gets to that point, it should be reprinted because it makes it more accessible to people who can't otherwise get the card. So that is my personal feelings about it. I don't know if everyone else has the same feelings, but at the same time, I don't want to make an imposed ceiling for people to be able to play Magic. I just want people to buy a card that they want that isn't, an unreasonable price for what it is.
All right, so let's discuss that for a second, because Teferi's Protection, as a fucking prime example, right? At one point, I think it was topping at 120 to 180 US.
What?
Wow. Okay. Then Wizards went, we'll bring it out as a Judge promo, right? Which only slightly dropped to the regular version because Judge promos aren't available to everyone. And then it finally got a reprint and the price started coming down. I think now they're $50?
I got this guy.
Maybe? But they're
no, they're cheap. They're like 30 something. I think they should be, right? Because this one's like $30, and that's like the Mystical Archive one.
Well, that's what I was about to say. They just reprinted into the Mystical Archive.
Absolutely, and it's gorgeous.
They should be doing, of course. Yeah. But this is something that we should be expecting as Magic players to be able to see, which is, hey, Wizards, keep doing reprints, keep bringing down the prices. If you have a card that is sitting $80 to $100 and you reprint it and it comes all the way down to $30, $40 US, I'm happy. I'm in Australia. It's going to cost me $50 to $60 to fucking buy the card. You know what? I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that because it means that card is so much more accessible than it used to be. Do I want it less? Fuck yes, I do. Do I want it to be a $20 card, a $30 card? Absolutely. Because the further the price comes down, the more likely it is I will actually find a copy on the secondary market and that I'll be able to afford a copy in the secondary market. I shouldn't have to be trying to hawk my other cards so I can try and get specific cards for a specific deck. It should be a case of like, I can just order this card online. It's not constantly sold out. It's not constantly sitting at $150. Hashtag look at not Lurgoyf. Damn it.
Tarmogoyf.
Look at Tarmogoyf.
It's another good example.
As your prime example of how this should work. And thank you, finally, because you've made it accessible for people
it's
in
worth
other
nothing now.
formats. Yeah.
My
best move I've seen them ever do.
My favorite one of those, Chesh, and maybe it's got to do metas and stuff, but it's like how much? I've got one here, and I was like, oh sweet, I got this. It's worth something. And it's like not anymore. Engineered explosives. It's like whoa, it's worth nothing.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, they all should to some extent.
If you come across a format staple, and this is my little bit of MTG finance for you. As a Magic player and as a Commander player, here is what I do. Not saying you should necessarily do the same. If you come across something like Engineered Explosive that you might not use in Commander or rarely use in Commander, and it is $120. Sell that shit off. Buy yourself 2 Commander decks. Like, if you are not going to be using that card in any of your decks, bar like maybe one, and maybe if you hit it, because you're not using like too many tutors to find it, it's not a pivotal part of your deck. It's huge in another format. Get rid of it. Use the money to buy in further to your Commander decks. Don't sit on it and think like, well, that's worth a bit of money. I'm going to sit on it. You can't do it because
we'll go back down. I missed a few. I missed a few peaks that way for sure.
Exactly. You don't know if Wizards will reprint it, and hopefully they fucking will.
Yeah.
The same with like if you have a look back at the swords from
Darksteel,
Double Masters and shit like that, right? So the Darksteel swords are still very expensive because they're original printing and they're fucking gorgeous. The reprints of those are rock bottom. They're like in their 30s and 40s. They are probably the most accessible of those swords that we have ever seen. Ever. And the Darksteel ones only dropped by like a couple of bucks, and then they went all the way back up again. They did not stay down for long at all. And everyone was like, Darksteel ones will be everywhere. No, they won't, because Darksteel wasn't overly printed. Newer sets are printed pretty heavily. So, again, looking back, if it's a card you don't play that often, feel free to snick it off. Get yourself some more Commander cards. If it's something like a sword from one of the newer sets and it's just released and it's at a high price, I'm telling you now, get rid of it. Buy back in a couple of months when the price goes down, because everyone's cracking open those new boosters. The same with the Mystical Archives. They are not going to be everywhere, right? We know that the foil ones are very hard to crack, right? You could literally go and get a foil Mystical Archive of some heavily played, really cool card, sell that shit, and buy 5 copies of the non-foil version. It's just... do yourself a favor, educate yourself.
I'm waiting for that.
I'll go for Jeff.
I'm waiting for that GTA reprint.
Yeah, I know, right? That's one I kind of love. It's not a Pringle from the vault or whatever.
Well, this is what I was about to say. They did reprint that because from the vault, right?
Yeah.
And then the from the vault.
Like,
yep.
Right?
But just as you said, it's rock bottom, right? And
it's got corduroy printed on it.
I saw GTA in a cool foil printing, and I was like, "Oh, Pringle me that absolutely!" And I bought a copy of the from the vault because I wanted it, and because there's other really cool lands and stuff in there. But it's also that thing of like knowing what you're looking for and why, right? And you pick this up the more that you play Commander with your friends and then outside of your play group, and you start seeing more powerful cards in other groups that are not broken but they're very powerful, and then you start looking into prices, and like the original printing is like $100, but the reprinting or the from the vault is like $20 or $30, and you're like, hang on, do I want the cool ass old bling bling version, or do I want the so but still extremely powerful and works really great in my deck version? Gee, I wonder which one I should take. And if you can afford the bling, go for it. Like, Commander players love their fucking bling. Absolutely.
Yeah.
True. Very
don't
true.
Don't be afraid to proxy it until you can afford it. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's been the Magic Finance section of Lexicrunch. That got heavy, Chesh. But no, appreciate it.
Hey, sometimes I'm full of nuggets of truth, and other times it's just nuggets of shit.
Yeah.
Ayless Wind King says the worst is when you get a card and it spikes really bad, but do I want it for my deck? Do I keep it or sell it and risk it never going back down?
Yeah, I've had those. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
relatable.
Exactly. We jettison
relatable.
it now, exactly. For sure.
It's funny because this actually ties back into that as well, is educating yourself on the market itself. Like, is it spiked? Has it spiked because a certain format has brought a deck into the spotlight? How long will that deck last in the spotlight? How viable is that deck in the spotlight? Trying to think of a prime example was the lands deck that lasted for, I think, about 3 months until a new set came out, and Wizards, quote unquote, addressed the problem by making, 6 hate cards in that particular set to like absolutely just squash the land stack in Modern. And then lands went from like a top tier Modern list to like a second or third tier list, because it was just like, now you've got all these like free counter spells, and you've got all these ways to stop it. You've got this blue enchantment that stops you from playing extra lands and makes you pick up extra lands, and so it's more to the point of not really knowing the format, but seeing how the trends work in the format, like, and making a guess, an educated guess on how long that new deck is going to last.
And that's why it stocks, it's fun. And I would say, like, I love listening to Brainstorm Brewery. It's awesome. And I barely ever action anything financially, but like, it's more like a hobby to watch it. It's the way I like to put it. And it's exhilarating. Like, oh, cool, this is worth something. Did I ever do something about it? Probably not. And I probably should. But like, exactly. Like, there's smart ways to do it. And there's ways that, like Jason or DJ or Corbin, they actually make money out of doing it that way. And it's, I probably could do a lot more, but like, and I think I've got a pretty good perception on when things go up and down, and watching them now, being interested in that for quite a few years, I just don't do anything with it, which I should. So,
pardon the train sounds if I got train sounds on my end.
I do as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, my best was like Arclight Phoenixes. I could have. That was dumb. I traded out of those very quickly after release, and they went up, skyrocketed. It was stupid. Anyway.
Yeah, but they didn't look like they were going to. Like,
I know everyone's joking. They said as a junk mythic at pre-release. It was hilarious, and
everyone hated
I love that.
And they're
my favorite finance stories when everyone looks at Tarmogoyf and go, "Oh, what a piece of crap," and they're like, like $1, and it's like, yeah, love it.
Yeah, well, Arclight Phoenix was like that, right? Like, where people were like, "Oh, this isn't going to do anything," and I'm like, "But there's like a really cool blue-red deck base here." It's like, has anyone thought about like playing spells? And everyone's like, "Spells? That's about as good as you say." Counterburn would come back, because every set my joke is Counterburn's coming back. It's not going to. We don't have Ophidian. We'll never have like the days of Shadow Mage Infiltrator being at the top tier. It's not going to happen. I know, but it's my joke, and I'm going to stick with it. But it's much the same thing as like everyone was buying into Murderous Rider, right? Like, to the point where I was going to pre-releases funded by my alt art foil Murderous Riders that I somehow kept ripping open. Just the alt ones, just constantly, and I think I did 6 pre-releases that weekend, and it was all paid for by Murderous Rider.
Yeah, ride the train, because what are they, a few dollars now, like
exactly, and that was the point, right? Like, they were selling like top tier money. Even
the train while it's high.
Normal foil and the normal non-foils were selling, like, normal non-foil was going, I think, at $15, and the foil version was going at $40. The alt art version was going at $60, and the foil alt art version was going at $120. Because people were crazy over it. It was just like, yeah, look, I get it, but once people start opening the set, considering how easy it was for people like me to open them, why are you paying this much? I'd never tell somebody that, because if you want to waste your money on it, I'm not ripping you off. You're buying it at that price, go nuts. But
exactly,
at the end of the day, it's another one of those, like, kind of deciding if a card is going to go somewhere from a standard set when you're going to pre-release. If it's hot and top dollar, the very much likelihood of that card remaining at that is a gamble at best.
It's true. Absolutely. And I think one of the other things that a lot of people discredit is when a card comes out and you find that it has a good amount of utility, but it seems circumstantial, a lot of people will just bypass it. And then it starts getting used more and more because it is more special. And then the price just spikes. Like, for instance, Mox Amber. When it first came out, nobody wanted to use it because you had to have the legendary out, which means that you had to have like a weaker legendary.
I think it started high and then went down for ages.
Oh, well, I bought them at just short of $1.50.
That's what I mean.
was
Sorry, it's probably pre-release. I think it was high-ish. No,
and then when it released, it
went down very quickly.
And then I bought
because everyone's like, "Oh, I'm not using
two play sets of them, and now they're at like $20." And it's like I didn't even have to do anything for it. And it's not. I didn't do it because I saw a financial gain in it. I did it because I'm like, well, I play Commander. This is going to be hot in every Commander deck I play because if my Commander's out or any legendary creature's out, I get the use and utility of it. And so for me, it specifically has a use. But I got them based off of that, and then now they're $20 each, and I'm almost tempted to just sell them all and just say, fuck it, I can find better utilities.
I aggressively traded for Smothering Tides with that kind of thing where I'm like, I'm gonna need these, but other people are gonna need these. How are they only $8? And it's like they're just
both of those cards I was buying at $5 each. I bought 15 Smothering Tides at $5 each. I bought 4 foil Smothering Tides at $20 each. Because I was like, this is hot. How is people not cluing in that this is gonna be like a card?
Yeah, it's an absurd amount of mana.
Yeah, and I was thinking, like, at worst, I have enough copies for me and my friends. And then,
exactly.
Same with Mox Amber, I was like, all right, well, like, it's just a great mana rock in any Commander deck. So I'll just buy a bunch up for $5 each. Bought into 10 of them, was like, that's, a pittance. Like, it's not that much money to buy into 10 of them. At very worst, they stay at, like, $5 or below, and I don't care because I still use them in Commander decks. And then both of those things spiked within a couple of months of each other. And I was just like, ship it all out, make all the money. And I think I kept like 2 Smothering Tides and 1 Amber. And yeah, like I made a killing on that just because like looking at it from a Commander player perspective going, here is this rare or mythic. How well is this going to be in a multitude of decks in this color or share this color? And you're not going to get it right all the time. You're not going to get it right probably 25% of the time. But that 20% of the time when you do get it right, and everyone's like poo-pooing it because they all play standard, you're just like, go and cash in, baby. Hey. Because it's a generic good card.
Love it. So, I mean, with that, to round out Commandy decks, anything we're building from those Commandy decks at all? Anything got your eyes?
Like I said,
personally, no.
CRGR Game Room, I'm doing the Prismati.
And you thinking about you're open to changing that commander as you go through?
I don't know. I like a lot of what's in the deck. The commander seems steep for what it does, and I mean that by the way of to get that engine going. I've got to have either a lot of mana or a lot of ways to cheat out big cards in that cast for that particular commander. And they do facilitate a portion of that in the deck, but to make it run so it's not like a 4 and to bring it up to like a 5 or 6 power level means I'm going to have to do not cheaty things, but do cheaty things.
Well, yeah, you got to cheat on mana sometimes, like that's generally
cheaty things.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Just makes extra value.
Yeah, please don't overestimate this.
So this is Wendy's. The two I'm definitely like tackling to start with is I always love the uncommons. I don't know why, but Dina, she's actually in the main set. She's Soul Steeper. She drinks tea and has an ability when you gain life, everyone else loses 1. I'm not even that like fussed about that. That's a cool. I can do a lot with that. That's fine. But she's drinking tea. That's kind of rad. I love it. And it's a 2-mana commander. That's so sweet. But Alabu is the other one in the Lawhold deck. I think Alabu is awesome, and it's the 5-mana golem. I'm so into that, and I just built a Naya golem deck, so this slots right in there. But also, like, wouldn't mind making the Boros Alabu deck because I think it's actually really sweet, and it's the one. Artifact creatures get haste, and then when 1 or more artifact creatures attack, Alabu deals X damage to any target and use Scry X. Yeah, something. Basically, like, it can stack up to a bit of damage. Kind of cool. But it's one of those cards I just kind of love some reason, like, the art's got a bit of a mystery behind it, and it's kind of just speaks to me in a way. And the frame of an artifact with 2 colors, I've always enjoyed.
Yeah.
So like a behemoth sledge, or I think that's the blue red Brutaclad type thing. Like those ones just always look really cool. I don't know what it is.
Sunforger.
Yeah, the Forger. That's great. But yeah, that's it for now, I think. And then I'm sure others will come along. But it's been interesting with like trying to like it takes me a bit of time to go from being overwhelmed by all the cards in a set, and especially when the commander sets like there's 5 of them coming out as well, and just go there's 150 commanders to consider. For that all to settle and to go, I have an okay idea of like what's there and everything, and I can see it all, and I can see I don't have to touch it all. Like I can just grab little bits and have a bit of fun with it. But it should be good.
51
Well, let me ask you guys this, just as a general question: what do you think about monologue tax?
I don't think it's that good. Like it's okay. I don't think
people are like hailing it as the next big thing, and
no,
I can't exactly get on that hype train, but I see where people are going with it.
It's. I mean, I think it'll play like. I mean, it should. It play exactly the same as what's the name?
Smothering Tithe.
No, not that. No, it's a very watered down version of Smothering Tide. But what's the Mangara? The one like if you're relying on other people to cast 2 spells a turn, it's not going to happen all the time. It's okay. Mangara is draw a card. Yeah, exactly. Which you might draw some cards, but I haven't actually played Mangara, but I've heard a lot of people going, "Oh, it's okay," but it's like it's not drawing a crazy amount of cards or anything.
Right.
But, yeah, and I think Mangara did need to exist in white, which is good. But I think it's not like the obscene.
Pepsi of Smothering Tide.
Pepsi Smothering Tide. I love it.
It is the Crystal Pepsi Smothering Tide.
I love it.
That's so much. That's so much better than.
I gotta say, I just noticed all of us have fucking banging headphones. All of us look like we're ready to go into like combat with the headset. It's amazing. All of us got great headphones. Just saying.
I remember I got these to play. Oh shit! What was it? My brother-in-law got me PUBG for Christmas, and I was like all of a sudden I just got hooked. I was like, oh shit! I can't hear things properly. I need good headphones, and like, got really nerding out into like what I need to do to like maximize how I play that game. I'm still no good. I suck at that game so bad.
But use those good at shooters.
That one's.
Speaking of cards, it just reminded me that I haven't actually gone back and checked my Time Sparrow Remastered stuff because I have a whole bunch of packs that I put aside that I didn't own before, and I don't know what I've done with them.
What do you mean didn't own before?
So like the blue pact, the green pact.
Oh, pact. Gotcha. Like pact of negation. Yeah.
I love those.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've got 2 packs now. I've got the green pact. Yeah, no, totally. Like Time Spiral Remaster just came and went so quickly, I forgot about it. I'm like, I've got these cards. I've got a Chalice of the Void now. What am I going to do with that? Probably put it in the sideboard of Death and Taxes for the modern deck, which I never play. So
Remastered, because I could only get 1 box before the price was so astronomically high.
Yeah, you never get it again.
Speaking of Sam, Monday night we're actually drafting at Grand J Games that just opened here in Essendon. Guess what they're doing?
Can I come join you? I could do that actually. Yeah.
They're doing
what are they doing?
Remastered draft, my dude.
Monday night. Who runs Monday night drafts in this economy? Fantastic. I'm so in because Monday's usually when I drive down to Richmond. I drive to work. So yeah, awesome. Chesh, you'll laugh. This is my foil from the box of Time Spiral Remastered, which was otherwise pretty good. And I should laugh. I could actually play this in mod. Oh no, I could play this in.
I don't even know what you're holding up, to be honest.
Can anyone see it?
It is. Where is it? Come on. You can get in front of the camera, little guy. Rhino. Stonehorn. Oh god, this is also awful. Come on. Oh my god.
Just tell us what the fucking card is.
Sorry, it's Stonehorn Dignitary. It's like one of the worst foils you can get. It's like, but it's the one that goes into the battlefield, target opponent skips their next combat phase for a 4-mana 1/4 Rhino. Like, it could have been anything. Could have been a Thoughtseize. It could have been whatever, but it's this silly Rhino as my foil in the box, but that's fine.
Bring back Rhinos. Well, I'm still on the...
you win some, you lose some.
The bring back Pikeman hype.
Pikeman.
Actually, you know what? No, on the real,
Summon Pikeman.
yeah, on the real, bring back flag bearers. Just like that needs to happen.
Are you saying that we
Flag
want to go
bearers.
back to the days of banding? Is that what we're doing?
Shit, yeah.
Let's go all the way
Bring
back to
back
flag bearers. Let's do it.
Gee wizards, bring back banding.
Flanking.
Bring back Jandor's saddlebags. I want Jandor's saddlebags. I love this card.
Bring back Aladdin's ring for like the 756 fucking reprint.
Exactly.
I want flag
Oh
bearers
no.
back.
Oh shit. Bring back ships.
Ooh, yes,
Ships are
actually.
the business. I love ships when they're
We
actually
had a
creature
whole
types.
pirate thing going on. Why didn't ships come back?
This one's living
I
airship
mean-
or Metathrans or whatever. Like they
We did.
were-
We had the
got
galleons that
vehicles.
came out of that, didn't we?
We
Yeah,
got
but they're not.
vehicles.
They can't be. Yeah, we got vehicles because they can't be creatures. I think that's the definition. So I run my beloved skeleton ship, and skeleton ship can't be the name skeleton ship, creature type skeleton ship. Like it's now just skeleton. But oh well, we can dream, right?
No, we can
The
dream.
job and the title.
Brandon, pull up this. One of the orders that I put through recently from a local card store came in. Let's not talk about how shittily it was packaged.
Oh, you've already
But-
talked about that in the podcast, and I didn't even. I let that all go.
Oh shit! Actually, I don't know where it is.
Apocalypse Chime. What a legend of the card.
Apocalypse time.
I bought my good old promo Nexus of Fate.
Oh, nice.
Shit ton of grubs. Because I don't know if everyone remembers, but I sold off 4 copies of Nexus when it was like a $50 or $60 card. And now that it's crashed down to like sub $10, I bought a copy back to go in my blue.
Brandon, with all this
Ninja.
chat, can you get a stonks meme and just chuck it on the thing whenever Chess talks about stonks? So guys, I'm up.
You know what?
50.
I should just totally do that.
Oh man.
Stonks, and have a graph, and he's like, it's like
Are,
sitting on all the
are we-
Nexus of Fates is like, yeah, exactly.
Are we ready to jump into the tier list, or are we?
Yeah,
gonna
we're
talk
Alright,
gonna
about-
talk
let's
about
do
some
it.
alcohol. Exactly.
Yeah.
Can I while you prepare that, I'm gonna go get some alcohol
Done.
and be there. Exactly.
I'm gonna go grab
and then
a Pacifico, actually.
And then I can tell you about the story about how I got motion sickness playing Minecraft VR after eating all pizza. That was bad. I'll be back.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not sure I'm going to really like this tiered list, simply because ingredients versus cocktails. I can remember what most cocktails are, but if you ask me how to make a dirty martini, I'm going to look at you and go, I think it was 1 teaspoon of olive juice with a single olive floating in a cup of gin, essentially.
A dirty vermouth or a dirty martini has olive juice and vermouth and
There you
gin.
go.
Yeah.
That's how long it's been since I've been behind a bar.
And a dry martini has just it's mostly just gin and a spray of vermouth. But
Anyone who
vermouth makes the martini.
You can't trust them.
Anyone who orders a martini, you can't trust them. The only thing I know about
Drinks a dry martini. cannot drink.
So
Really?
Dirty martini is generally a bit fucking dodge.
the thing I know about martinis is the olive rule. You have to have olives in odd numbers, so it's either 1, 3, or 5. It's never 1 or 2. Or it's never 2 or 4. It's 1, 3, or 5. I don't know why that is, but that's the rule.
Who's running the CR Game Room chat account right now? Because that is fucking hilarious.
I think it's probably cheesy. I doubt it's Joe.
You rock, man. Oh, I love this, and I'm.
Oh yeah,
I'm
there goes
a
cheesy.
Chesh, I also love hearing stories because, like, I've never worked in a bar, and I like this is other perspectives of life that I find so deeply fascinating about what the drinks mean and what happens, and yeah, exactly stuff about like using the empty bar mat for the dirty martinis. You asked for a dirty martini.
Well,
I would absolutely never do that. That is fucking horrible.
That's disgusting.
However, I have been known to salt the rim of dirty martinis just to watch customers' reactions. Like,
Oh.
whoa! It's like, have you never had a dirty martini before? I didn't realize it'd be this salty. It's like,
Do a lot of people just go, oh, I guess so. I shouldn't question the bartender kind of thing.
well, okay, so yes, a lot of people don't question what the bartender's made unless they actually are somebody who goes out and have cocktails every weekend. As a patron, I remember when I was managing a band in Brisbane in my off time, and I went to a bar with them to discuss business, and I asked the bartender for a dirty martini, and he went, "What's that?" And I said, "Well, it's a martini, but with just like a little bit of olive juice." He put 2 tablespoons of olive juice into my dirty martini.
Yay.
Now, I was watching this whole thing from the other side of the room because at that point I could still see. And I was just smirking to the band, and the band was like, well, what's going on? And I'm like, he just dumped pretty much half a jar
an olive tree
into my dirty martini. And they were like, is that bad? And I'm like, yes, it's supposed to be like a teaspoon because you want to hint a splash of that olive. You don't want the whole fucking thing of olive juice in my mouth like I've just taken somebody's shot. Kids, you know what that means. So I walk over and I look at it, and it is just grimy. And I went, how much is that? And he went, $20. And I went, cool. Here's $20. Have a sip of that and tell me if you think that's a dirty martini. He's like, I ain't touching that. And I'm like, okay, is it because how much olive juice you just put in that from the olive jar? And he went, yeah, that looks disgusting. And I'm like, okay, great. Pull out your phone, have a look at how much olive juice you're supposed to put in. And he went, oh, I'll tip that up, make you another one.
Love it. All right, let's get into our list. Of we talked about whether we go cocktails to get all these stories out of Chesh, or do we go drinks in general? And I found this generally kind of tier list. It won't have everything, but it looks like it's got enough stuff to like have some interesting combos about to rank. And has some. It does, I believe. Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah. It's got some. It'll have a couple on mic. I don't know, but
for number one, can I point out that by itself, absinthe is not good, great, or even what you perceive like in television. It's typically mixed with other things that make it more potent in itself. I just want to point that out.
I will argue the fact here that all you need is a sugar cube.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't need wormwood. You don't need to go for a trip. You don't need anything crazy.
This is one of the TV trope alcoholic beverages, if you want to call it that. Although I would not suggest, unless you've got some free time in your hands and you're ready to be really fucking sick, I do not suggest you drink a whole bottle of this. You will go to an ambulance if it's proper absinthe. You will go in an ambulance to the hospital, and you will have to have your stomach pumped.
Of course.
But most of this is not proper absinthe that you'll find.
Exactly. Most of it's garbage absinthe. I still suggest with garbage absinthe to still use the sugar cube because the taste will fucking wreck you. The one thing that I see, and this is even with people that quote unquote know how to drink absinthe, so you'll have people saying that you need to mix it with this, that, and the other. You don't need to. All you need is a sugar cube. A lot of people will just pour it over the sugar cube and chuck the sugar cube in. Please don't fucking do that. That is a really bad way to make absinthe, and that's going to make you really sick. You literally need to slow pour it over that sugar cube whilst the cube is dissolving, and then mix. And if you don't do that, you don't know how to fucking drink, and you should just stop drinking altogether, put all the alcohol away. Let's see.
Send back your alcohol license. You have it revoked. Go back to juice boxes.
I'm gonna just reiterate everything that Chess just said. Absinthe, sugar cubes, slow pour, mix, and I'm gonna grade absinthe a C because it takes.
I would have got a D.
Well, I probably am gonna go with Chesh on this one. There's
because I like the taste, and also because
I actually like the taste
much,
too. Yeah.
I like the taste, but it takes so much preparation and 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 it's only you have to be in the mood for it, kind of deal, and
There's an
you know,
absinthe
so
bar,
but
in
it's
San
good. Like
Francisco out here.
absinthe is good, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
put it at a C. It just tastes.
I'm with you on C. I'm with you on C there, Jeff.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, so we're just gonna put it in C for now. There's an absinthe bar here in San Francisco.
And that would be unreal to actually like, and that's the best thing you can ever do to understand something. You have a whole bunch of different ones that like are slightly
they've got
different.
like 30,
yeah.
40 different kinds, and they have like 15 different preparations, and they actually educate you on absinthe if you ask them. They're a little bit snobby about it, but I mean, they'll still educate you.
Most people who know about absinthe, like correct, true absinthe, which by the way, I believe is still illegal in most places because of what it does to you. But most people who do know about absinthe are a bit snobby about absinthe because it's absinthe and because it's a specialized product. It's not something you're going to pick up at the corner store if you're drinking real proper absinthe.
Yep.
Like it. All right, what's the next one?
I don't know how to pronounce that, nor have I ever had it. I don't think.
Neither have I. There's a haven't had.
Aquavit? I don't know what that is.
It's a Scandinavian grain and potatoes type thing, of course. What's it like? Round of flavors of dill, oak, and coriander. Or is that something else? Anyway.
Yeah,
no one's had it?
Coriander.
Well, I've never had it. And I don't know if I've even ever heard of it.
Yeah, it's neither have I, but I imagine it's kind of. I don't want to compare it to anything, but you just,
Good
colourless spirit.
old-fashioned ale. This one's kind of hard to rate because there are
it can go
so
so
many
good and so
different
bad.
ways. I'm just gonna
It's
call
so
it an
general.
S tier because of how easy it is to drink.
Well, I reckon an A. Like I think so. It can't be that ubiquitous.
So the reason why I say this is gonna be a hard one and it's all over the place. When you have a good craft ale versus a cheap ale, it makes a
it's
difference.
like the greatest thing I've ever eaten.
Well, here's the thing. It's like okay, you could categorize beers into like, if you want to be the most high level perspective, just encompassing everything. You got ales and you got lagers. Like that's like it's all temperature difference. Right?
Essentially, yeah. You got two categories, and then maybe lambics as well. Well, I don't know if they're different.
Well, that's what
and we have lagers here too. There's lagers in this list too. So, But
they've also they've got dunkels, they've got stouts, they've got porters, which is nice, and they're technically ales. They are
a summertime ale or lager is very hard to beat. That's all.
You know what? I'd
say
say A, but I wouldn't be upset if ale just made it to S.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, what's a lambic? I mean, if you want to go again, high level perspective, all the way up at the top, the lambic's a lager. It's in the lager temperature profile of brewing. It's again, I'm being incredibly reductive here. Like,
well, actually,
I find your choices very shallow and pedantic.
Where do you place it, Jeff? Are you on the S or the A?
Oh, I'm on the S. Like
all right. You know what? Two S's. I think we're getting there.
This is how do you feel about it?
Or S. Cool.
This is a toasted cheese. This is a toasted cheese sandwich, then, and it's what I mean. Like All right. If we marked absinthe up to C, we mark this to S. That's fine. Yeah. And I agree.
Exactly.
Have a good old pint of ale.
What kind of cheese? What kind of bread? It's all
Yeah, of course. And that's the thing. We will say everything can be done badly, and I won't go too bad that way.
Keystone is absolutely the worst, by the way. Chesh, what do you put ale at? Because I don't think we've heard you even say.
I said
A. He said A.
Oh, he said A. Okay, so three S's and an A. It stays an S. Okay, next is Aperol. I don't think I've had that either.
Aperol.
Aperol.
There's a lot of.
Hang on, this
Aperol's
is a rhubarb.
It's like a mix,
and it's like rhubarb and something else. It's spritz veneziano. It's been a long time.
A chew.
A Cinzano. What?
Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
I like rhubarb if it's like a fruit based liquor.
aperitivo.
Veneziano, Spritz Veneziano cocktail.
Is that from?
That's summer like Spritz cocktail basically.
Yeah.
But
They're really
this
fashionable the last couple of years too in like Melbourne.
This particular base is made of rhubarb and a couple other things. It's quite tasty. It's pretty delicious, to be honest. For me, this is probably in the A tier. Like,
I
it's
reckon-
because add it to a multitude of different cocktails, and it's always refreshing.
Yeah, it's a good piece. In the spritz is kind of synonymous with like the ocean and Italy and summertime and it's awesome. Like I say, so massive in the last few years in Melbourne. I've noticed like it's just been everyone has spritzers kind of thing. So yeah, we make them here every now and then too, and we've got some Aperol on hand. It's good. So yeah, I'd B like I'm a B there. So B or C.
I'm gonna go with your opinions because I've never had it.
Correct. Same here.
Nice.
Hey, what's up, millionaire?
Millionaire. So what were you on that one, Chesh? Were you B or C or
I was an A.
an A? Oh shit. Up to you guys then. A or B?
No,
I'm happy with A.
it
That's
doesn't matter
fine.
to me. Yeah.
Good. Chucking an A because I love Italy. And I love my memories of Italy, and I don't think I'll go back there for a very long time. And yeah, all that. All right, Baiju. Baiju.
Is that rice wine or is that?
It
Something
looks
else.
like a Baiju. It is Japanese, no?
I don't.
no.
I'm not familiar with it, to be honest.
Colorless liqueur.
Nah.
In between 35% and 60% alcohol by volume.
Nope, never had it. If it was a Chinese type wine, then I may have, but no, never had this stuff.
I believe it is Chinese. But I have not had it. No. Have not have. We can move on.
Bourbon whiskey.
Oh, the Jim Beam. Give us a Jimmy and Coke, as I'd say here.
This is A tier for me.
A tier for me. It's good bourbon, and the reason why I'm not putting in S is because good bourbon whiskey is kind of inaccessible. Like really good bourbon whiskey, you have to pay.
The price per
top
volume
dollar.
is unreasonable.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That's
there's
why
like
it goes in A.
it's like a peak of like almost like my father-in-law kind of explained it to me for like chasing good quality in like analog hi-fi. You can get amazing, like quite good, and then when you want to get that last few percent, like you're paying the thousands, and it's stupid. Like exactly that, like kind of diminishing returns thing.
Yeah, that's it's like the audiophile of beverages.
Yeah, the audiophile of spirits, exactly. I'd go A or I'd go. You know what? To be honest, just to throw it up, I'm gonna go B. But like, it's good. It's not my favorite kind of like spirit. So that's
Chesh?
the way I would put it.
Where are we?
I prefer Scotch.
Bourbon whiskey. How would you rate it?
A. I love whiskey.
Okay, so we got 3 A's and a B, so we're gonna leave it in A.
Yep,
brandy.
sounds good to me.
I
I
hate
dig
brandy
it.
personally.
Fucking horrible.
Brandy is again, I mean, most brandy I've had is pretty shit. But there are very, very good brandies. I'm gonna go with a D on this one as well. Like I'm not very favorable towards brandy. It's not a very good liquor.
I think we're establishing a broad scale here, which is good. That like a D can be serviceable, you'll still drink it, that kind of thing, rather than being utter shit. And I think that's the difference, maybe the other tiers. So I'm leaning on C or D, and branding's something I've had on my cabinet before and I've enjoyed. And most importantly, I love the idea of a little like a nice light drink after dinner. And brandy is that kind of thing. I've got a few brandy glasses, and I use them for other things. Actually, here's one right now. I use them for wine. But like I don't know, just brandy can be fine. Like it's like get a bottle of St. Remy, and it's like it's a nice like thing, but it's not the greatest. Like it's
a good dessert beverage, I think, and it needs to be a good brandy. Otherwise, you're just
exactly. All right, well I'll meet you on D. That's fine.
All right. What we got next?
Bjarozovic.
Never heard of it.
Is that
Never even heard of it.
That sounds awesome, and I kind of want to taste it, but never
It's
heard of it.
definitely Russian or some kind of Yugo or something.
I reckon Croatian or something. I don't know.
Croatian. It's 1000% that, and it's 1000% made out of some kind of crop that is bland. I don't even need to Google it. I don't even need to Google it.
It's probably made out of flaxseed or something.
Because this is actually
wrong.
and it's actually
Oh, nice.
It's made from birch sap.
Cool. This is the Minecraft of making booze. Like,
is it good though? Have you had it?
I've never had it. I don't touch Belarusian.
it looks like it. In this photo, it looks like an energy drink, like a Gatorade.
Kind of does, yeah.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because technically this is actually called birch water, as people would probably know it. This is not an alcoholic beverage, as far as I was aware.
All right, chuck it in. Never heard of it or whatever, or never had it.
Never had.
Never had.
Never heard of it. I never heard of it. So
yeah,
we all
never heard of it.
This was only introduced in 2008. Birch water is used medicinally, externally and internally. The sap contains many components, including sugars, fruit acids, potassium, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, manganese, zinc, sodium, and iron.
So it's just metal.
It's just metals. It's
Liquid
just
metal.
Sweet.
I love it. Never heard of it.
Do they call it the T800?
No, they don't.
All right, put that. Never heard.
All right, next one. How do you say the little
Jambor.
accented C?
Oh, yeah, it's that's a S sound. So it
Chikata.
Kachasha. Kachasa. Never heard of it. Whatever it is, never heard of it.
I like
it's
to
just
cha-cha.
It's so as far as I can see, it's a Brazilian rum-like kind of thing, but it's its own thing. For more like tropical drinks.
I probably would like it though because I love.
Oh yeah, it sounds delicious.
I love rum cocktails. So.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Never heard. Move on to Chambord.
I like Chambord. I would put it at a B.
I've actually had
as a great mix, not as a standalone, but as a great mix.
Well, here's the thing. I was actually just checking what I had on my shelf out there.
That sounds delicious.
Because I thought I had a bottle of Chambord up there. Turns out I actually have a bottle of Grand Mariner up there. Because I'd actually
coming over your place.
And again, I don't really drink anymore. But we got the Grand Mariner because we're going to be using it on pancakes at some point. Yes,
nice. Oh, that's delicious. That's delicious.
You can use it like with pancakes to make a nice like orangey syrup. Particularly though, going back to Chambord, I'm a massive fan of mixing Chambord stuff and just going down. And a whole bottle does not last me more than an hour.
Well, if Chambord is because I've had it before, but mostly it's always been mixed, and I can drink Grand Mariner on the rocks. I've never had Chambord on the rocks by itself, but I love the profile of the orange, like triple sec type liqueurs.
Yeah, I freaking love liqueurs. Like,
so
when done well.
I'm gonna go with whatever the top rating for this is.
Well, I'm putting it at a B personally.
I'm gonna go with a B as well.
Chesh?
I think so too.
With an A, to be honest.
All right. I think we're on B
3
then.
B's and A. Champagne, explicitly from the region that it is actually called Champagne, not
I'm gonna go with
bubbly.
A or
not a sparkling. Yeah, I'm with Jeff. I freaking love champagne. Like I think it's the starter of a party.
It's a waste of my palate. Do not.
I disagree entirely.
I love mimosas, and I can't have mimosas without champagne.
It gets you messed up.
It does get you jazzed, yes.
Yeah,
So
it does get you jazzed.
it's not, and I think that's the important distinction. It's not for all the time, and it is for special events, of course. But it makes those parties you like. If that's I mean, I like to talk about the the before times, but be it like a work party where it's like I might touch champagne only a few times a year, and it's like when you do, they punctuate that party of like we freaking started, like we and it's not about getting drunk first, whatever, but like there's a lot of craft in it, of course.
It definitely.
I think there's
to an F.
There's an elegance to it, I would say.
There's no, and I think that's it. And I mean, I often say there's a lot of people that have like a weird masculinity thing with champagne. It's like fuck off, like it's good. I think Anthony Bourdain did an episode. Don't quote me on that, but like he did an episode on. I learned a lot about like champagne kind of wineries, and it's just like really really interesting. Like what what the different stages are, of course. But I totally put it in an A. I think that's where I see it.
Here's why champagne is great. You come to it's a special event. You get a bottle or two of decent champagne, right? You pour a few glasses, and everything goes from 0 to 60 like a fucking like a fucking Shelby Cobra.
I think that's absolutely the intention of it too. Like nothing starts something off like a champagne. You're like, whoa,
exactly.
Sets the tone. You're like, woo, and that's all the bubbles and the sodium and shit.
Exactly, it's
like it gets straight to your bloodstream. Just inject it in me.
It's a gorgeous drink.
It is. It's great.
Okay, so Chesh has an F, and we have three A's, right? So that's going to put us at a B.
All right, sure.
I know we're talking about champagne from Champagne region, but we do have to inevitably talk about sparkling, and I don't think it's on there. But there's a lot of great wineries here doing sparkling stuff that's different, like even sparkling rosés and like heaps of stuff. Again, rosés get a bit of flack sometimes. But like there's Well, we'll talk about rosé later, right? So anyway,
we'll talk about rosé. I don't even know how to pronounce this next one. Never heard of it.
It's Chuhai.
Yeah, it's like they do plum wine. Really good plum wine is.
Oh, I like plum wine. Yeah,
I love plum. If it's a plum wine, then that's gonna be an A or B for me.
Yeah, nice.
Chuhai is also used in highballs.
Mm-hmm.
So like Japanese highballs, fucking delicious.
Very
nice.
Yeah, I love plum wine. So whatever you guys rate it, I'm gonna roll with it.
I'm gonna vote an A personally.
An A is absolutely correct.
And the Chuhai's that's a Japanese one, right?
Yeah.
Looks like it. Yeah, nice. Nice.
That's what I just said.
Oh, yeah, I'll meet you at A or B. That's fine.
Okay, next, a Chianti.
I just said
Chianti.
It's Chianti.
Chianti.
Oh my God, Brandon, you uncultured swine.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I don't get to pull out that insult very often, but you uncultured swine.
I'm totally okay with it.
You never seen Silence of the Lambs?
It puts the Chianti in the bucket.
No, I hate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. He says Chianti, but it's Chianti. C.
See, I've had bad Chiantis and I've had really exceptional ones. And part of that maybe is being literally in a winery in Tuscany having Chianti Classico from there, and it's like best. Like,
look at you.
No,
you uncultured swine.
It wasn't that classy. It was on Kontiki. Seriously, like
I'm gonna go see.
Half the people were wasted on the table. They're like, I can't even drink the wine because we hit it heavy the night before. So, but no, it was beautiful.
Give it a C because it's situational and you got to get a good one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think you're bang on there. That it's not always guaranteed. So yeah, C is good.
All right, C it is. All right, next. I'm not familiar with this one. The Chicha?
Chicha? Is that just? Chicha. It looks from the image. It looks like
a sangria. Right?
Like a sangria, yeah.
So this
A
is
sangria is a
fermented-
cocktail, so
Non-fermented beverage of
it's a
Latin America.
fermented or non-fermented, beverage of Latin America. Never had it.
That looks
But
delicious, though.
isn't that just sangria? I don't.
corn beer made from a variety of maize land
No,
races.
yeah, no, never even heard of that. Then,
Yeah.
um, cider.
This is an A for
S,
me.
S
Solid.
tier.
I'm gonna solid A. Solid A.
Okay,
It's
I'll settle for an S, but cider is amazing.
Settle for an S. Yeah.
Chesh, what are your thoughts on cider?
Settle for an A. I mean.
All
Can
right,
you not
it
hear
is.
me for some reason?
I don't even think we need to talk much about this. This is just a best all-time
Solid A.
summertime drink, no matter what you
Yep,
do.
you can have it in pears, you can have it in apples, you can have it in feijoas if you want. You can have it in blueberries. You can do whatever you want. Peaches. Yeah.
Pork says I don't see Malort on that list. Well, there's a separate tier list. For Malort.
Fuck, Log, I love you, man. It's the best.
But Malort goes on the abomination tier. I don't know, like where there is no light, there is Malort. That's why we.
That
love
was
it,
like at the start of Dark Souls. It's like everything was grey before it, and then there's Malort. There was no light, there was no shadow. It's just Malort.
I don't remember liking cognac brandy.
I like a good cognac brandy. I wouldn't. Hennessy is the most common to me, but there are some above it, and I think this is where we get into the same discussion we had with bourbon whiskey, right? Where there's this very steep ladder of good cognac brandy.
Oh, I didn't realize Hennessy was a brandy.
Yeah, Hennessy's a cognac. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
I'll
with
take
a
it.
C.
Yeah.
I would put this at a B.
Cognac brandy.
I'm gonna put it as a C, but also Everclear is not on this list either, and Everclear
I'll see.
is a
Grain.
mind eraser grain alcohol.
Mind eraser.
I love
It does the thing-
Everclear.
It
I
does
know
the
you do.
Men in Black thing.
It really, I mean, like, as the thing about Everclear is, if Everclear was on this list, I would put Everclear at a
It's
because
no, it's not on the list, so who cares? Let's keep going with the list. I'm hungry.
okay, all right.
I love it.
I think chat derailed.
Chesh is getting grumpy.
Dark rum.
No.
I love dark
Thank-
rum. A for me.
I freaking A for me too. I
A.
love dark rum.
Excellent.
Guys, just quickly have a look for a rum, and I want you to get this if you can. I hope they still sell it. Stolen rum.
Stalin.
Stolen smoke rum. So STOLEN, like as in I stole it from you.
Oh, stolen.
Oh, stolen.
Okay.
Stolen.
Yeah.
So the stolen
yeah.
smoke rum is made in Australia. It literally used to say stolen coffee and cigarettes smoke
We
rum.
can
And
get
they said-
that. Go ahead.
Yeah, and they said you can't do that, and so literally on the label they just scribbled it out. So that's what the label
Yes.
says now.
I've seen this bottle before at Total Wine. We can get
It's
that. over
excellent. Like I
Yeah.
used to drink a bit of this, and it was like well priced. Like it's just like a nice thing to have. A lot of people ask me why I never smoke cigarettes. So I never have, because I like everything dark and intense, and dark coffee, dark beer, like dark rum,
So emo.
and things that taste like smoke. And yeah, this is amazing. I love.
Well, we
this
got
one.
one coming up for you here in a bit.
Nice.
Dunkel Lager.
Dunkel Lager.
Baby, put this for me.
I
in an
can
S tier.
honestly say I don't think I drink enough of this or had enough of this to have an opinion.
I love a Dunkel. Like when done well, it's just the pinnacle of beer for me. Like a dark.
And just gothness. Fuck.
I'm gonna put that as an A because
I know,
I'm not-
I
yeah.
do that as leverage. I know I'll settle on A, but yeah, exactly.
yeah, I'll put that as an A.
All right, you want to read the next one off, Jeff?
Yes, that one is Gin.
Gin. Yep, gin
Ah.
is solid A for me too.
C for me.
But
D.
we've got a
Ooh,
We've
D.
got a lot of wonderful,
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
really good gin distilleries around us, so I'm a little bit biased, and they all do things like they forage for all their botanicals on the mountains and stuff, and it's wonderful.
If you mix gin with something, it's generally fine. If you just put it with a I wouldn't say Alka-Seltz, that's not right. If you just want to a tonic
or a club soda.
No, get that shit out of my mouth.
Yeah, it's got to be good tonic, as we've found. It's like
lemon or lime squeezed directly into my mouth. I would rather do a shot of olive juice
and Malort
gin and tonic. And it is the most fucking if I ever run a bar again and you come into my bar and you ask for a gin and tonic, you're absolutely 100% that I'm going to put something else in there that's going to be a little bit of a surprise. Probably some hot sauce.
That's the thing, Chesh. That's the thing, Chesh. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if anyone can reach your standards of expectation because I don't know where they are. Like a gin and tonic is a very reasonable, normal thing for someone to walk in the bar.
Yeah, that is like a two-ingredient drink.
Key there too. Get the right fucking tonic. Like, just don't mess up with your Schweppes or like the overly sugary crap. Like, get something that's neutral that like highlights the gin. Therefore, someone asks for a gin and tonic probably expects something pretty reasonable, not like put chili sauce in their eye. Like,
gin and tonic is generally ordered by the type of slack-jawed piece of shit asshole.
No, that's a generalization.
Wow.
You calling my wife a like slack-jawed yokel? Like,
thinks it's really cool.
No.
I
got a hard
I'm gonna hard disagree.
I don't know if I would put it that low on the tier list, but I don't like it. You can't
just like dismiss everyone that drinks a gin and tonic as like they think they want to be drinking a gin and tonic because they're trying to be cool or something. It's like no, like
they can drink just as good a thing out of the fucking pool.
All right, entitled to all opinions. That is fine.
Golden
rum. I'm putting mine still at a solid A, but we ended up on C. That's fine. Like I said, so we've been searching for the right tonic for things because a good gin and tonic in the summertime, delicious. But a gin and tonic is usually for your more neutral gin. I love if you get a crazy botanical one. Like, don't distill that with any. Like, don't dilute that with anything. Maybe a drop of water, but like you want to taste everything. So have it neat.
Anyway. I don't know if I can get on board with that. I don't like gins because they're mostly dry. Not all gins are dry. I'm just saying mostly they're dry, and I do not like that in my drinks.
Well, I like a good neutral gin and tonic with lime, but I don't typically like gin in particular, so I'm going to go with the C on that one as well. Golden rum, solid A. I love rum cocktails. I just love rum cocktails.
Yeah, I was going to put B for golden rum.
Yeah, I think B for golden rum for me too.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't stolen rum do a gold variant as well?
I believe so. I haven't had it though, and they do a clear one too. They do a white. So they do spice. Yeah, they do gold rum.
But I've definitely had the gold rum that they do because that was nice. When I was for different rums and I was going through different flavored rums, and the dude was like, because they changed Captain Morgan's for some reason. Their gold label had absolutely changed their complete flavor profile, and it tasted like an ashtray. It was gross.
Yeah, and you needed something else.
Yeah, well, and that's when I bought a bottle of Kraken and a bottle Kraken and the one with Sailor Jerry's. I bought a bottle of Sailor Jerry's.
Love Sailor Jerry's.
And the dude was like, hey, have you tried a gold rum? Maybe that's something that's going to be better for you. And I was like, no, I haven't. So I bought one of those as well. It went down really easy. This for me is probably going to be a B still because it's like
nice.
I'm a rum, good rum,
I'm B
but
too.
it's not terrible.
It's my nice neutral rum, like which is just like I look forward to it. I absolutely look forward.
So we got three B's here and an A. So we're gonna leave it just in B.
I like it.
Not to be confused with Justin B, but just in B. And then
who wants the story of why Chesh can't drink tequila anymore?
Well, this is gold tequila first of all. So gold tequila and then tequila down below. I haven't had a gold tequila. I don't believe.
Really?
Hmm.
Oh,
Gold
Reposado.
tequila, reposado. I mean, there's
I love
again,
tequila though.
there's really, really good ones.
Oh no,
And
you're right. I've
yeah,
had Espolyon.
but I'm still gonna put it as a C.
Espollon has a mix, so it depends on whether they had a silver or
Yeah, I had the
Actually,
one. Is it the orange label? That might not be the one.
orange label is gonna be añejo. No, I think
okay,
that might be a
so
reposado because the no gold is gold is a reposado.
Oh, they got a Patron there in the picture.
okay, so it looks like there's only two different types of tequila on this list. So it says gold tequila and tequila, which I assume is
Silver.
just like the silver. So gold tequila is infinitely better than silver tequila,
I'm
and I'm
into it
gonna
then.
put that in the B or C.
I'm gonna put that in A for me.
I'm gonna go B.
I'm going to put it in C for me, and I'll tell you why. I can't drink tequila anymore.
Mm.
Did
Tequila
you
makes
tell
me
us
horny.
before? I can't even remember.
No, I don't think I've told anyone this story. So I used to drink tequila a lot. When I was growing up, it was bourbons, rums, and tequilas. And sometimes it was my most favorite thing at all, which is peppermint schnapps. Schnapps is fun.
What? That's your favorite thing?
If you have never had schnapps before, you need to have schnapps.
Oh no,
because
I've had lots of schnapps,
love
but I've never had
schnapps.
peppermint. Yeah, I love
it's
schnapps. But
my
yeah,
favorite thing. So here's the problem with tequila. Having quite the tolerance to tequila means that you can generally drink a lot of it.
Oh no,
So I thought,
and then feel
and
it later.
had been right for many years until Guy Yug Blomberg took me out for drinks one night with Shay. These are the guys who used to run Manor Bar.
Yeah.
And I know them because I used to bartend with Shay for a while before Shay went to the UK. I actually used to play D&D with Shay. Shay knows Yug. Yug is from, Mega Game stuff and used to be like one of the runners at PAX, basically. PAX Global. Reed Pop. So we're out and we're doing tequila shots, which is Yug's favorite thing. I proceed to start drinking ciders because I'm not feeling it. I'm like, I'll back off on the tequila, and I'm drinking ciders. And then all of a sudden, I've got 5 shots in front of me, and Yug's like, train. And I went, what? And he's like, let's do a train.
You're gonna die.
3 a.m. I'm an old man, and it's 3 a.m. So Chesh does the train. Bam, 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 bam. Then
Thank
Chesh
you,
goes,
ma'am.
Oh, this was a bad idea.
Can't feel my toes.
I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't feel my fingers. I couldn't feel my lips to smoke my cigarette. This was.
I'm in a vessel.
I couldn't feel the toes in my shoes. It's already 3 a.m. I'm like, how am I going to get home? I'm going to have to catch like an Uber or a cab.
I can't use my phone.
My mind. Before I knew it, I was in a toilet, just hoiking my guts up. And since then, I cannot drink tequila. Every time I smell it, every time I think about taking a drink of tequila, my mouth starts, it's happening already, my mouth salivates, and I feel like my tongue's about to swell and about to puke.
So that's the interesting part about alcohol is they have a really interesting memory too. Like there's like the smell, I think of Bundaberg rum, which is a great Australian institution, and I think of parties and being 18 and people trying to punch me. And I'm like, oh, that's not for me right now. That's like, nope.
I get that way with Fireball. I can't drink Fireball.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people have. Yeah.
I've had alcohol poisoning on Fireball, and now it just makes me want to yak.
Yeah, and your brain is a smart tool that it's like, well, fucking don't do that again, you dumbass. Like, what are you doing? It's like, dude.
To put it into perspective, that's not the first time that's happened. It's actually the second.
So you've deleted. So tequila's off the list.
The first time was with a dear friend of mine who moved to the UK ages ago. I haven't seen her in a while. So it was my birthday, and we're both at Manor Bar in Brisbane. And Shay rolls out Finish Him shots, hence the name of this episode. Finish Him shots are really unique because they are, I won't say distilled, they're not kept for very long. but it's essentially tequila, hot sauce, like a habanero hot sauce, with a chopped and floating ghost chili.
Oh, I
served
had something
in
like that.
Shot glasses. They're usually left to sit. You leave them out for the first day so that it's like, yeah, so it starts to like turn basically, and then you refrigerate it for 4 days. So it's got like a 5-day cycle.
Oh my god.
Then the night of the 5th day is when you drink it. You have to drink it all. Oh god, this is bringing up memories.
Was it just KO someone? Like,
That's the idea of it, because it's so hot, right? And because it's tequila based, that it just fucks you up. Absolutely will fuck you up.
that sounds fun. God damn.
It's amazing fun, but
No, but I mean, I say that sarcasm. The older I get now, the older I get now, it's like, oh god damn, all these things designed for people to have fun is just them going, oh look how much I can handle. And
I think it depends on the kind of fun too, because
I guess
when I lived out in Hawaii, they had this very limited time thing where you would go in, you could ask for this special drink where you lick your hand, you put the salt on your hand, you take the shot of tequila, you snort the salt, and then the waitress slaps you. And it was an experience. Not gonna say that I'd do it again, but one that was great because you get to pick the waitress that slaps you at Hooters.
That's fucked up, and I hate you.
Okay. Yeah,
long time ago. It's great.
Is salted. So it's a very hot, salty tequila shot, basically.
Right.
We were doing these all night. It's like 5 a.m. Sun's coming up. Shay just assumed that myself and Meg had gone off to have sex because we were single at the time. Absolutely was not the thing. We were both in the toilets in separate cubicles puking.
Yes.
Because we consumed 3 liters of this concoction.
Jesus, no. All right. Well, all right. Where did we settle on that one? That's a B. Gold tequila. After all that. Sorry, Chesh. I've got to keep moving.
Read off the next one.
Read off the next one. Where are we at?
So wait, hold on. I got a special request to add Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Oh, no. Fuck off.
Fuck off. Grappa. What the fuck is grappa?
I don't know.
Grappa is what. Grappa is what you make. Like what often like Italian kind of families and stuff will make. Like you kind of you bootleg a little bit of vodka kind of thing in your shed. So grappa is pretty hard liquor. Can be upwards of can be astronomical figures in alcohol. Can also kill you if you do it wrong. Like it'll blow up because and that literally happened, I think, in here like last year, I believe. I remember there's a story about it. Someone died making grappa. It just blew up. So,
oh my god,
I've had some. It does. It's the type of thing. It's kind of funny to see it in like bottled up in nice looking packaging, but usually it's the type of thing someone like your neighbor brings around in a massive like moonshine bottle looking thing and going, here you go, have some of this, and it's like 80%.
I have something here that you need to hear. Is it illegal to distill alcohol in Australia, especially grappa? No, it's not illegal to distill grappa and other alcohols in Australia. Distilling is like driving. It's perfectly legal so long as you have a license.
Yes.
Even if this is for personal consumption, if you distill alcohol in your home in Australia, you must pay the GST equivalent to the government.
Yes. Do you think they do? Do you think people that make grappa do? No.
Even if you make it for yourself, you're supposed to pay GST.
Yeah, you're supposed to, which is like the madness of this country. Like it's
the license is issued directly by the Australian Taxation Office. However, it's completely free. But the catch is that you have to pay tax on the alcohol you produce, regardless of who is consuming the alcohol. Whether you sell it, if you consume it yourself, you must pay tax.
How does that work? How do they know what yield you're doing?
Well, they don't. That's why people do it in their sheds, and they never tell anyone about it. It's like it's wild. It's something else, and it's I talked to some people about it. The way Australia becoming more of a, it's actually getting more and more places doing whiskey distilleries, gin distilleries. But for the longest time, that never really happened. And the reason being, it was like, as far as I know and I understand, is like the restrictive things like that, as far as doing any kind of distilling on a commercial level is like tens of thousands of dollars of licensing kind of thing. And so a lot of people are like, oh, fuck that. Like,
Looking at
now it's like,
side, if you do the calculation, you find that your favorite spirits cost up to 90% less when you take the tax off.
yeah.
Like,
That's right.
we are heavily taxed on alcohol.
We heavily tax alcohol, like so much, because we can't have nice things in Australia. Is the reason why?
I didn't know. Hey, I hate to be that guy, but I need to leave soon. I am exhausted.
Fair. All right.
Can we table this and complete it on a different day? I would
I'm
love
happy
to
to.
continue this list, but
Yeah, I think
maybe
Chesh has
next
got to
week
eat
we can
as well.
finish. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, we're
I think that's-
about halfway through this list, and I would really love to finish it on the next episode. If you guys want to wrap it up, I don't want to be that guy, or I could just leave and you guys could finish it right now.
No, we don't
No,
wanna
I
do
like
this
that.
without-
It's been an hour and a half, and I also like. I think each of these have amazing stories to come out of them, and I don't want to suppress them. Yeah, so I like that. Let's do a part 2 of Finish Him, which is the ironic twist of fate in the episode title that we didn't actually finish him.
Finish him part 2.
Finish him part 2. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then I can feel like at ease that we don't have to come up with new content next week, which is great. So yeah, sweet. We've got more stuff to carry on with. All right, Finish Him part 2 coming next week. Good call, Jeff.
Right on. Yeah, I'd love to finish it. If you guys want to wrap it up with the Goblin game, I mean, that would be cool too.
I'll quickly just hinge off respecting each of your times, but like as I said, distilleries in Australia not doing, didn't do much for ages, but now there's a few winning awards, which is quite amazing. So what I'm drinking tonight is my Goblin game, is the Chief's Son, which is a local whiskey that someone makes in Somerville, which is kind of near where I grew up. And my friend left it at my house as a gift for hosting him last week, which is lovely and like incredible of him. And this is amazing stuff, and it's already winning awards, and the guy's been doing it for, I guess, a few years. But the key there, and we'll talk about it in whiskey, but whiskey's done here because all the temperature fluctuations and weird stuff going on. A lot of the aging can happen in 4 years rather than 12 to 24 type thing, as it does in Scotland or whatever. So it's taken a while for people to figure that out and go, oh, actually, these Australian whiskies in a couple of years seem really young, but they're amazing and winning awards. So yeah, good stuff.
Oh, nice. I'm just gonna briefly show off my new cutlery set.
Yay!
Pencil
Nice.
set. So this is the spoon, and I when I say like I paid $45 for this set, and it's full fucking tang. We're not no joke here. It's gorgeous, and then we're gonna go a little bit spicier with the fork here. I love it. I just bought these, haven't used them yet. Looking forward to.
Oh, look at the bowl on that. You can actually like
Wood-handed.
scoop up an amount of food.
It's a Damascus steel spoon.
And then we're gonna finish it off with the
forged in the flames
with the knife. And this is like kind of like a butter knife kind of deal, but it has a sharp edge.
That's all I've ever wanted in a knife.
It's exactly. It's gorgeous,
like
and honestly,
cross-serving knife.
And you can't really tell, but it's like beveled. Like all these are like beveled at the end right here. It just fits so well in your hand. I paid $45 for the set of 3, and I couldn't be happier. It came in a nice, high quality cotton cloth, like tied in twine. What's the name of the shop that I bought this from? Give me 1 second, and I'll tell you.
I hope it's called Forkies.
No.
Hammerkush Lemmer.
I bought it from this shop, the small shop called Hammerkush Lemmer.
from a
it's
catalog system. Yeah.
the name of the shop is Avo Crafts Co. That's AVO Crafts CRAFTS Co. on Etsy. Highly recommend
It's
getting
on
yourself
Etsy.
a set.
Sweet.
Yes.
Nice.
So they're handmade Damascus. I actually am gonna buy a Damascus ulu knife soon because I love ulu knives. I grew up using one from my mom, but anyway, this is the one I'm gonna get. By the way,
Oh,
if
their name is literally Avo, like avocado.
yeah.
Sweet.
Oh,
I
oh,
love it.
it's my camera.
Oh,
It's
that
not
looks
gonna
amazing.
focus, but oh, okay, whatever. Anyway, it's a Damascus ulu. But anyway, go ahead, Brandon. What's your goblin game?
Oh, actually, this week I've almost got nothing, so I'll just show off this finished bottle of Pacifico as my goblin
Sweet.
game. Because all of my goblin game things are actually like back over there, so it's not really in front of me. It's just in another
Yeah.
century. So I can't really say that I'm playing the goblin game because it's not next to me.
How dare you?
It doesn't fit the rules.
All right.
What do you got, Chesh?
Mine is a Calm Alone 1 of 1.
Oh, I saw this. I was so happy for you.
So I picked up a Calm Alone 1 of 1 from a basketball set called Revolution for $150. The guy originally wanted 180 because it has like a little bit of a tagged corner. Which
No,
you can
that's
barely see,
amazing.
and it doesn't matter because it's a 1 of 1.
It's
and then this
150
week-
for 1-on-1 of a vet. That's so
and then
good.
This week he contacted me and he was like, "Hey man, how about you just do like $150?" And I was like, "Yep, 150 is fine." So pretty happy to have that in my collection. Don't know if I'll end up flipping it, but if I do, I'm obviously going to try and get double the money's worth because it's a 1 of 1. There you really can't just crack these out of a box. And again, it's just I don't know if you can see the foiling, but the foil in these cards it's just fucking gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Just so gorgeous.
Is it
Great.
like actually signed or is that like a printed sign?
That's actually
it's
signed.
a sticker.
Was the sticker
it's
bit
actually
signed on the sticker?
Onto a sticker, and then they stick the sticker onto the card.
Mm.
Last year, these came out when the 1-on-1s came out. They were all on card orders, but obviously due to COVID, that's not a thing this year with a lot of products. So it's a sticker auto, as they call it.
Some of those premium ones have the sticker, which is like, it's fine.
Which sucks, especially being a 1-on-1. But yes, Carmelone has actually put his genetic code on this sticker and signed it, which is great.
I mean, like it could, hold on to it for a while, and this would be like the COVID years. Like if there's another 1-on-1, this might be actually extra special because it was during.
It doesn't work that way.
I don't know how sports cards work.
He's genetic sequence of the COVID years, exactly.
I don't know how sports cards collectibles work.
They're going to carbon date the genetic sequence. Don't worry about it.
I'm not a sports cards guy, so it's just whatever. Don't judge me on my lack of knowledge.
I can't
sports
stop looking
card
at it.
guy.
I have to put it down.
Neither. No, I think that's super special because the 1-of-1s are really interesting. That in a card set, you can imagine this in a Magic set. There'd be like that card, but in different colors of different foils and stuff. But there may be one reserved for they're only ever going to print one. And the
special foiling.
The signature appears elsewhere, and Karl Malone does sign other cards, but like the chase for a lot of collectors in if they're collecting a player is like in any set there's the 1-of-1, and the closest I've got 1-of-10s. You see a lot of 1-of-100s, like that kind of stuff, like and it says on the back 60. It's foil stamped, so it's like 67 out of 100. And I think 1-of-5s is my greatest one, Jesh. I've got some. I collect old Sonics vets, and the beauty of like veteran players is that the cards are cheap because everyone wants the new hotness, and like they don't care about old Sonics players. And so I got them for a few bucks each, and it's like, love it. And so signed card 1-of-5, and it's like that's sick. I love it. So
that's
nice one, man.
I've got that.
Just 1-of-1.
That 4-of-5 Carson Edwards with the Nike swoosh logo on it.
Yeah, that was so sweet. I love that.
And it's stuff like that just sure, the player himself isn't getting a whole lot of time right now. It's like a really good player, but is short and doesn't get a lot of time to get points. But it's the chase of those kind of like more rare cards and something that I think that fucking Wizards should be implementing. You know, for collectors in the collector boosters. Like,
imagine like
if you had,
Seb McKinnon signed. Holy crap!
well, yeah, and that's the point, right? Like, imagine if you had a Seb McKinnon card with a special foiling on it, and it's signed directly by Seb McKinnon. You know, it's that point of like, this is the only copy of this card.
Yeah,
there
like
are many
Seb
like it,
McKinnon's Damnation signed by Seb McKinnon.
Oh,
Foiled. Yeah, that would be sick.
do I buy a house or do I buy that? Like,
having it foiled, but having it altered, or having like a very
Yeah.
like, heavily altered image on it that's
Yeah.
done by Seb and signed by Seb, and printed on the back is 1 of 1 in fancy writing.
Like one of the alternate images that he did for Damnation that didn't get published,
get
kind of deal. Yeah, that would be. Ah, man, I would.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would definitely want to buy that. Yeah, you should work for marketing Wizards. All right. None of us get any love from Wizards, but we get love from you, the viewer. So thank you for tuning in to Lexicrunch. Thunder from Down Under.
Yes, or semicolon if you feel if you're feeling really fancy, like if you want to get throw an Oxford comma in there
let's
too.
throw out some final plugs and leave off a cliffhanger to be continued.
With finishing part 2. Yes.
Yeah. So what are our what do you got? What do you got to plug over there, Chesh? Let's start from Chesh and move to the right.
You can contact me at cheshbreaks@gmail.com, and I will give you my address, and you can send me all the Midori in the world. You can find me on
You go fight him if you really want to. If you want your gym leader badge.
You can find me on Twitch and YouTube under Cheshire Plays Games or Chesh Breaks. And yeah, if you want to find my NBA adventures, definitely tune in to my mail times, or just fucking, I don't know, follow me on the fucking YouTubes. God damn it.
All right, what's up, everybody? My name is Brandon, aka the producer, a host at MTG Lexicon, and yeah, you can find us streaming tomorrow, where you'll see myself, Jeff, and many others battle it out for some filthy casual commander, which is always fun, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be there only for a few games because I gotta go to work on Sunday on MTG Lexicon. Twitch.tv/MTG_Lexicon. And you can find our PO box. Right? Can we do our PO box by exclamation point fan mail, or how do we do that?
I don't know if we finished setting that up, to be honest.
All right. Well. Okay. We can find our. If you find our PO box, mail me your panties.
I'm gonna send you some Tim Tam.
I feel like you're gonna get more than you really bargained for in that.
Probably a bottle of Malort or something like that.
I would love that.
Panties from
Also, panties are great too.
You're gonna get some fucking shit-stained whitey tighties. Is what's gonna happen.
All right. What do you got?
Look,
What do you got to say?
All right, Sam.
Yeah, I'm Sam. You can find me every week or two on Commander Crunch, little podcast you can find on all your podcast apps, whatever. You can find us at CMDR_crunch. The website is cmdrcrunch.fireside.fm, and you can find me at PassTheJamSam on the Instas and the Twitters, where I talk about the card skeleton ship and my favorite deck and other dumb things. But yeah, it's been fun and love hanging out with you guys. This is sweet. It's like this was like one of my favorites. Actually, it turned into after all his bloody Chesh ranting, then Chesh telling us actually really lovely stories about the bar stuff, and it's enlightened me.
I look forward to.
I'm glad we split it up. Because we can do a whole nother episode of like the other half of this because it's been awesome. So.
We got some good choices. I'm looking ahead on the list. We got some good stuff coming up
yeah.
next episode. So
Irish
yeah.
cream and
I can't wait to
Kahlua
talk
and
about
Ooh.
Jägermeister because
All right.
Yeah.
bombs. Whoa.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Peace out, everybody. Take care.
Peace.
Have a good one.
Love y'all.
Bye.